1994, a 15-year-old boy, Richard Everitt, was stabbed, which resulted his death. The motive for this attack? For some, it was a hate crime, racially motivated. For others, calling it racism is an exaggeration. One thing is for sure. On August 13, 1994, the Everitt family experienced tremendous tragedy and were left in profound grief. His killer is still unknown till this day. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about real crimes and real people. This is the murder of Richard Everitt. Let's get started. Richard Norman Everitt was born on December 6, 1978 in Camden, London. He was well liked, very kind, lovable, gentle, and would do anything for anybody. He liked building bikes, football, and play Sega Mega Drive. Richard was the baby of the family. Richard attended South Camden Community School. If anything, the school was rich in diversity, but also rich in ethnic tensions. Still, Richard managed to stay away from it. Richard's parents were Norman and Mandy Everitt. They were from North London, but in 1986 they moved to Somerstown Estate with Richard and his siblings. Somerstown in London Borough of Camden faced urban decay. Degrading properties, crime, poverty, unemployment ravaged those who stayed behind. The Bangladeshi community had the worst housing conditions due to their large families. Many white families were moved onto new estates. Somerstown was a rough area, but people knew each other. They were friendly and happy people. The community faced ethnic tensions between rival groups, between groups who made no effort to integrate in the community and groups who didn't accept outsiders. The clash between different ethnic groups would end up in tragedy. Somerstown had issues with gangs. There were black, white, and Asian gangs fighting each other. The rift between the groups was serious. White and Bengalis youth attended by choice different clubs, schools, and relationships between ethnic groups were shunned. And with this came hate crimes. The Bengalis complained about racial motivated attacks. Whites stated the accusations were fabricated so they could get better housing. A common ground, both communities felt ignored by the police. On August 13, 1994, a gang of Bangladeshi boys were on a mission. They were looking for a white boy named Liam. The boy allegedly had stolen jewelry from another Asian boy. The goal was to find and punish him, get revenge, regardless of the casualties along the way. Their first target was a 16-year-old boy. They punched him, pursued him, and attempted to stab him in the back. One particular thing about the boy, he was white. Along the way, the gang spotted Richard Everitt and his two friends. Richard had been playing football with his friends and then he returned home, but first he went to get some food. They walked along Midland Road next to St. Pancras railway station and then they turned into Brill Place. The gang almost missed Richard and his friends. When they spotted the boys, they turned around and they asked one of the boys if he knew a boy named Liam. He said no, he was head-butted by a member of the gang. Richard and his two friends tried to run away, but Richard wasn't fast enough. He was caught, and then he was stabbed and collapsed on the floor. Richard's friends alerted Richard's parents. His father went to the location, and when he got there, every father's worst nightmare became a reality. He saw Richard on the floor, bleeding. Richard was taken to the hospital, where he died. Cause of death, stab wound to the chest. The knife pierced Richard's heart. The attack and death of Richard Everitt caused tensions within the community. The police patrolled the area to prevent retaliation. The Everitt family sent letters to families appealing for calm after a halal butcher shop was bombed. A Bangladeshi businessman offered £10,000 for the name of the killers, which led to nothing. The Bangladeshi's families were silent, and some of the suspects were sent to Bangladesh. The police arrested 11 people related to the case. Then it became 6, and finally 3 suspects were charged and denied the accusations. On October 5, 1994, Abdul Hai, Badrul Mia, and Shawat Akbar went to trial. On November 1st, Badrul Mia was found guilty to conspiring to murder Richard. He was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum sentence of 12 years. He was released in 2008. Shawat Akbar was found guilty of violent disorder and he was sentenced to 3 years in a youth detention center. Abdul Hai was acquitted on direction of the judge. The judge stated there was no case against him. The judge stated the attack on Richard was an unprovoked, racially motivated attack. Badrul Mia and Shawat Akbar were the ringleaders of the attack. The identity of the killer was never known, as members of the gang fled to Bangladesh. The motive for the attack was revenge against a white teen who allegedly had stolen jewelry. After the attack, Badrul Mia and Shawat Akbar joined a group and Badrul bragged about stabbing a white boy. Richard's blood was found on Badrul Mia's jean. Richard's friend, who were witnesses of the crime, stated the gang called White Bastard. After trial, the Bengalis were fearful of retaliations. Others were in shock Richard was attacked by one of their own. Richard's family were abused by Bengalis' neighbors. They received hate mail. They moved to a safe house under the witness protection scheme and ended settling down in northern England. Richard's mother campaigned for stronger sentences for knife crimes. Several groups campaigned to get the two boys released, stating the crime wasn't racist, but the judicial process was. All the appeals were rejected, including the one on the European Court of Human Rights. There was some criticism on how Richard's case was handled. Richard's family believed the murder was racially motivated. Others, including the police, shut down the claims. A local Asian police officer stated it wasn't about race, but it was about rivalry between estates. Due to the lack of cohesion and the violence between ethnic groups in the 90s, an anthropologist did a research. During the research, she witnessed a meeting between parents and a teacher about a boy who had been attacked by a Bangladeshi group weeks before his death. The attack was revenge because of a tackle during a football game. The parents were Norman and Mandy Everett. The boy was Richard, who had been threatened by an Asian student with a knife and attacked by the Bangladeshi group. The anthropologist's findings stated the school staff were fearful of disciplining the Bangladeshi. When she presented her findings to the Camden Council, they weren't interested. Asians, blacks, whites, they are just votes. Questions were raised on the double standards of hate crimes. Stephen Lawrence, a black boy who had recently been killed, gained a lot more attention from officials, politicians, media, and authorities. Richard's case was actually doubled down, ignored. We all know, regardless of where we stand in history, one thing is permanent. Only a few cases gain attention and capture the hearts of many. And for that reason, many cases never see true justice. Richard's case captured the attention of only one high-profile public figure, Princess Diana. At the end of it all, the only ones who carry the life sentence is Richard's family, because Richard is never coming back, while his killers walk free.